We're live. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. We got a really special one for you today. I am excited to have with us my friend and brother, but also extremely talented e-commerce genius, Faisal Toor. We'll be hearing from him and his journey today. If you are watching on YouTube, then please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button that is below this video. And then on Facebook, I hope that you will join our group, our Abundance Hackers group. Abundance Hackers, folks like us who know how to find creative solutions to support ourselves and serve those around us when times get tough. So, like right now. So I just put a link in the chat so you can sign up. We'd love to have you there. So, Mr. Tour, thank you
Hey
for
there.
joining us. How you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Happy to be here.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about what it is that you that you do in online business.
What I do is I sell on Amazon. I have an e-commerce site as well. The name of the website is On Earth Health. I started about maybe 5 years ago by selling test strips, in particular the ketone test strips. And I got that idea from I'm a big fan of Tim Ferriss, and he would always advocate the keto diet. And I did the keto diet. I enjoyed it, and I was just thinking of ideas to sell on Amazon, and that was my first product, and that's where I got my start.
Excellent. And so what is it that you do right now? So you have a online store on Amazon.
Yeah, I think as an entrepreneur, I do have a small team. I have a designer in Germany. I have a virtual assistant in the Philippines. She's been with me for 3 years, helping with customer service and a lot of administrative items. So because of the size, I wear a lot of hats. The big thing is, maintaining sales, marketing, and product development. If I have to whittle it down to three main things. So what I would do, like for example, ketone test strips were my main thing. But then when Amazon was fairly new, I was trying different things. Unfortunately, I wish hindsight just focused on health, but I would sell like high-end chef knives, like a Damascus steel, VG10 steel from Japan. These are knives that sell for like $120. I'll sell mine for like 110. I would do picnic backpacks, which is basically a 4-person backpack you put on, and it already has like a cutting board, the blanket, the wine glasses, utensils, and whatnot. And what sort of drove all that is that I was doing well with the keto test strips, and a lot of people were talking about going to China, because twice a year there's an event called the Canton Trade Show, which is literally, if you've been to the Javits Center in New York, which is a civic center,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe even in LA, any sort of civic center in a major city, especially in the US, in Canton or Guangzhou, if I'm saying that correctly, there are like 10 of those civic centers. It's so big that the subway system has 2 stops. They have a west side stop and an east side stop for this trade show. And I was there for 3 weeks. Every week there's a new market segment. Like week 1 would be general machinery and a couple other things, maybe some electronics. Week 2 would be like electronics. And then week 3 would be, health and clothing and footwear. But, anything from pencils to erasers to train engines to highway lights that you could buy, you see on the Highway 10, those street lights. So anything you want, and you run into people, you run into buyers from like 1-800-Flowers, you'll run into people from Mattel, and pets.com and other type of places. So this is where everybody goes to. And I would walk 12 miles a day every day for 3 weeks, and just going to every single booth, because I was so young in the e-commerce business. I didn't know what I really wanted to do.
This is 12 miles on the floor of the convention.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I was wearing in the beginning, it was kind of funny. Day 1, I had my rollover, the carry-on case, the rollover case you have with luggage. I was going to use that to put all the catalogs. And then I had a collared shirt. And then I don't know if I had sneakers. After that first day, I threw it all away. I was like, wait a minute, doing 12 miles a day. So I had a t-shirt on, the roll-on luggage became my backpack. It was easier to carry. And then you were just hustling. You're just going out there because I realized, well, actually during that time, I knew I wanted to copy this one competitor called Picnic Time. And they were selling these wicker baskets that already had the utensils in these backpacks. And they were selling their backpacks for like $60, $70. And I knew I could get them, I could find the source in China. And it was funny, for each week, like I said, it was a different market segment. So on the last day of that market segment week, it was the last booth I met, and it ended up being the vendor for Picnic Time. So he became my vendor for the picnic backpacks, and I was doing okay with that for about a year or two. Then all of a sudden, the Chinese would come in, and because I'm the middleman, the Chinese were these manufacturers that were undercutting my price by like $10, $15, because I was selling my picnic backpack for $69 or $59, and they would come in for $49, and also with a lower quality. But usually, on Amazon, price drives a lot, and I didn't spend the time to build a brand. My brand was my product page on Amazon, and that was it. And I didn't realize that I should have taken a step back and build a quality website so that people would see that this is more than just a backpack. And my reviews were great. A lot of people did enjoy the quality I put into it, but I also felt that every year my costs for making these things would go up by like 5-6% by my manufacturer, and then I saw that there were so many competitors that it was hard to differentiate that I just kind of pulled back out of that and realized that I just want to concentrate on natural health because I do enjoy that. And then economically, I think it makes more sense that if you build a brand, because when they buy a picnic backpack, they buy it one time. Or when they buy a high-end chef knife, they might buy one or two. But in natural health, if they like a supplement of yours, and it does, change your life or makes your life better, they might buy a bottle each month or every 2 months. So you have sort of an annuity or a better quality lifelong customer,
like a continuity kind of thing.
Yeah, and then also the value of the customer is much higher because they're buying again and again.
Gotcha. So it sounds like you're in a lot of different products, and maybe you've answered this already. You just said that you're sort of headed in the health space, but like, well, how do you pick a product that you want to sell?
Yeah, that's the quick answer is usually with Amazon you could get software sort of like Helium 10 or Jungle Scout. I think Jungle Scout does it as well. That looks at the demand on Amazon, meaning the keystrokes that they analyze and what are people searching for. And at the same time, you take a step back and look at other products such as Google Trends to see what's trending up. And that will give you a good idea of what to look into. Like keto has been growing quite a bit the last 4 or 5 years. And I wish 4 years ago when I did the keto test strips that I took a step back and said, hey, what else can I do in this world? Because it's a new world. There weren't very many other products compared to nowadays. Nowadays on Amazon, there's probably over 3,000 different keto related products that if I didn't focus on the backpacks or on the knives, I wish I took a step back and said, oh, there's this keto space. I know it's growing. What else could I have done? Because there are other competitors who did show up saying that just nothing but keto, and they've taken over the space. But just like anything, there's always a way to get back on top, and that's what I'm working on.
Gotcha. So your focus is really about like where is the market just wide open, in a whole variety of different industries or areas. Just where is there a really good sweet spot in the market?
Oh yeah, that's correct. But also taking it much deeper. The golden years of Amazon is gone. Usually 4 years ago, you could throw anything on there and sell it. So what stinks is I don't have a business partner. It's just me. So I wish I built a team faster. But I have friends who have a business partner, or maybe they had a better system than I did, and they would just sell anything that has shotgun approach, and they're making up to $10 million a year in sales. And then there are examples of other people who just concentrate, let's say, in supplements, and they're doing the same amount of money, $10 to $20 million. So the strategy could go both ways. It's just I feel that I realized I have to do something I enjoy, because if you don't enjoy it, you're competing against other people who do, and they're going to put more effort into it. So that's why I'm taking more of a focus approach.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. So how has the COVID-19, the pandemic, and all of this, how has that affected you and your business?
Not too much. That's the irony, because I work at home. It now, some other friends who sell like office supplies and other non-essential items, they did take a hit, but now they're telling me now the sales are back to normal. So I think it was just like a 3 to 4 week hit, maybe a 2 month hit, and that's it. For me, with the test strips, people still do keto at home, especially I guess when you're just sitting at home all the time. What else are you going to do? You can take the two worlds. You could be the ones eating the Oreo cookies all the time, or you could be the other one, hey, I want to get back in shape. So there's that market segment.
There's only one or the other, right?
Yeah,
Totally in shape or completely obese.
yeah.
Okay.
There's that. So I have friends that are selling like immunity and vitamin C supplements, and they were selling. Yeah, my God, they were doing. There's some people who are. It's mad. It's I think there's one guy. Heck, I think he was doing like $5,000 a month, selling a disinfectant, and it just popped up to like, I think like $50,000 a day, easy.
Jesus, so just right place, right time.
Yeah, it was definitely right place, right time for that. So. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So, okay, so you're plugging forward. It sounds like things are going well for you. What advice would you have for somebody who perhaps has not ever been working from home and is now working from home?
It's hard to give some advice because I've been doing it for such a long time. With 3-4 years ago when the economy was doing so well, where everybody else was running around their cubicle, and at the time where it was low unemployment rate. The biggest thing I've been struggling with is keeping focus, because you're at home. I don't have a wife and kids, so I don't have those distractions, but definitely there's a lot of people managing that. So one of the big things is just communication, working with your significant other. If you're, have a partner with your kids, or if you're a single mom or a single dad, those challenges I can really address to, but it comes down to like putting boundaries, communicating, and then just having patience. I think the other big thing is now you're not hiding in an office, you're not hiding in a cubicle. So maybe working at home, your exposure is actually bigger, because now everybody's relying on you. There's more Zoom chats, more interaction. And then the other big, and that ties into like, okay, are you comfortable with yourself? Are you comfortable with you being focused? Are you grounded? And it might be a sort of a time where you have to look into yourself and figure out that what do you need to do to stay focused in the situation. That's what I've been working on.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, so I was going to ask you, what would you say is your biggest challenge, or has been your biggest challenge with working from home, and how do you get around it?
Oh, distractions, big thing. I mean, the cell phone, I now try to cut back on my cell phone usage. The other big thing is being happy in a sense of like, I have to do this minutia, these small tasks, but it's the attitude is that I'm not worried about the task, I'm worried about the results. That, okay, this is I need to type up a new, write up an article or whatever, because it's going to help my customers, or I got to make sure that technology is running smoothly because it's going to help my customers. And knowing that it's a summation to a bigger product, which is, a well-running company, a bigger company, more revenues, of course. Now I have a team to work with, or I have a team where I just tell them like, hey, let's do this. And it gets executed because I can't afford to hire those people to do those things. The big thing is also like, it's weird. It's not weird, but it's the small stuff that, okay, if I finish a small task, I'll award myself, just give myself a small cheer, because it's an emotional thing that you're getting into state, a more positive state. Like, hey, I just updated a product page, or I talked to my graphic designer to do these changes on these 5 images. I'm like, hey, that's great, and maybe I'll go for a walk around the apartment or outside the apartment, or just say, hey, okay, that's awesome, you did that. Let's work on the next thing. And I've seen a difference in my work. I've seen that I'm working faster. I'm seeing that something that I thought would take 2 hours because I'm just half doing it and I'm just like moping about it, I'm getting done in 20 minutes. So taking those little things and making a consistent schedule, I'm really interested in see where I am after 2-3 months of maintaining this.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome. So we were talking a little bit before we got started here about your mindset and how you keep your mindset. So you've been working from home for a long time. And obviously now there are a lot of things, a lot of distractions out there, and a lot of things to really knock anybody off their game. What are you doing to keep your mindset in the game?
Yeah, I think like the distractions to go further in that is the attitude, saying that, okay, if you spend, let's say Reddit, Reddit is a freaking rabbit hole. I mean, if you jump in there, you start 8:00 a.m., next thing you know, it's 9:00 p.m. And I would say that just being cognizant that, okay, is this thing adding any value? Is screw around the internet worth anything to you? Because you got to have bigger goals. My bigger goals, because I don't have it. I'm not working at a corporation where if I do nothing, I get a paycheck every 2 weeks. And people can't hide. If you work for a big corporation, you can't hide where you get a paycheck every 2 weeks or do maybe 30% of work you want to do. So it's focusing on that, okay, all the work I'm putting in, it's going to come back to me. I'm building something where I have full control. It's also saying that, okay, let me show the people what my real worth is. I always felt like I'm worth more than what I get paid at a corporate job. So let's put your money where your mouth is, show the people how much you're worth. So what I do is, I do meditations. I do transcendental meditation. I've been slipping on that, but I try to do it twice a week at the very least. I do it once in the morning, and it does make a difference. But also I have a goal sheet of where my company wants to be in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. I review that every day versus like once a week to help emphasize, hey, this is what you're going after. And then there's a thing called morning pages that you would write, just write out how you're feeling and what your viewpoints are for that morning. So I try to do that once every other day to keep me in sync. And I think that helps sort of get everything in perspective, what I want. Everybody has their own answers. Everybody has their own needs. But it helps me to say, okay, these are my goals. And if I have to change the goals, that's fine. But it gives a good pathway on where I need to be.
Nice. Excellent. Well, do you have any advice? One of the things that we talk about here, I mean, that sounds like an amazing way to keep your head on straight. It's exactly what we need to do right now. We talk a lot about how we can build an online community, how you can build that to, support ourselves and the people around us. So, you were telling me sometime before about, some of the stuff that you do. If there's somebody out there who is either considering getting into online business or is sort of exploring some new options right now and thinking about it, what advice would you have for them, or what would you say to them right now?
I think nowadays, because like with Amazon, you can throw anything out there and sell it 5 years ago. Now it's about branding. And now I think it's a little bit more than that. It's about branding and also building community so that you get a lot of organic reach. You get people. It's like Kevin Kelly. He's one of the founders of Wired magazine, and he has a great article called 1,000 Fans, where he goes, if you create 1,000 fans and if it spend $100 a year on your products, that's $100,000. And for a lot of people, that's a livable wage. And these are your true fans that would, without you telling them, would spread your brand and your product to their friends, and that's how you grow organically. So when building a community, you have to do it with sincerity, because now people are getting smarter online. that if you're not sincere about it, that all you're trying to do is to sell a product, the traction's not going to be there. But the other big thing is giving, giving a lot of value. And I think, like I said, I'm a big fan of Tim Ferriss. He did that with his 4-hour blog, that he would just write articles and, his interviews with people from all different types of backgrounds. A lot of people like that. Same thing with Joe Rogan. He gave to the community. And then actually today he just signed probably maybe $100 million deal with Spotify. Now it's sort of, it's sort of like the new radio, like Howard Stern 2.0. Spotify pay the money. Like now it's all, Joe Rogan exclusive on that platform. And, Spotify is taking a bet on him. So it is definitely a long game where if you build that brand, or that community, you have that halo effect that, if you're selling a unique product, then all of a sudden you're selling vitamin C gummy bears, they're going to buy yours because they trust your company. So the way I built that community was just interactions. I would do Facebook Lives, with the keto community. I would find interesting information, even memes, food charts, and give that to the community. We're building, I built a keto guide for free, gave that to community. And then I found a photographer in South America through Upwork, which is an online freelancer site to do, to make recipes and take photographs. So, it's very visual, and recipes with great photography does well. So we created, I think, 80 recipes and put them on our website. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. So we would post that on our Facebook page and our groups to just basically giving stuff to the community that's of value. And then, once in a while we'll ask, hey, can you buy our product? Can you test our product? So it takes time. You just got to be sincere about it.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today, Faisal. Where can folks watching find out more about what it is that you're doing?
Well, the name of our company is One Earth Health. So if you go to oneearthhealth.com, you'll see our company, you'll see our products. I answer most of the customer emails. So if you have any questions about what we're selling, feel free to reach out. I'm more happy to answer them.
Awesome. I'm just going to write this in the chat here. It's one is all spelled out, oneearthhealth.com. It's all spelled out?
Yeah, one, O-N-E, then earth, E-A-R-T-H, then health, H-E-A-L-T-H.com.
Perfect. Done. I'm just going to put it right here. Awesome. All right, cool. Let's put it here in this chat. Whoa, 1 second. Got it. All right. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Everybody join, figure out, pop on over to One Earth Health. See that. Thank you so much again, Faisal, for joining us. And so, folks, today, if you've got some ideas about what you want to do in terms of building your online community, basically your online business with a community, then tune in for more around this. And then also, if you're looking for something to do, or you're just trying to get that extra push to get it started, then go to onjward.com right now, and then just enter in your email address, and I will send you your free copy of How to Unlock and Unleash Your Superpower, your guide to go from scarcity to abundance. So thank you again, Faisal, and thank you guys for joining in, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Ward.
You got it, Toor.